Alright, 7 days have passed. We're using another solo overnighter in the woods. Now we've done several builds this year, and I'm thinking it's time to combine 2, 3, 4, even 5 of these builds together and come up with something awesome. Now, I've not really thought this through. I see pictures flashing through my head here and there, this piece, that piece. I want to treat it like a salad bar. I want to grab this, grab that, take what I want, leave the rest, and come up with something outstanding. Let's get out here and get to our spot. Oh, and by the way, we're on elevated terrain, which means it slopes downward. So it's going to be a bit of a challenge, but I like that. I'm a stickler for punishment. The beatings will continue until the morale improves. Stay tuned. Okay, so here we are. The ground slopes in that direction. We have a tree right there and a tree right there. Now it rained last night, and I'm not sleeping in this wet, soggy mess. Not going to happen. So combining videos like I mentioned, let's go ahead and go with our bipods from our previous video. This time, instead of using arbor knots, we're going to use an actual diagonal lash, so you guys can see the difference. Now, if you haven't seen my last video, that was last week, here's what happened. YouTube slowed it down, turned off notifications, and a lot of you did not get notified, either on YouTube or through your phones. I apologize for that. There's nothing I can do. YouTube dropped the ball and didn't care. So if you haven't seen that, it's titled Solo Overnight Building a Suspended Shelter and Pivoting Fire in the Woods. Back to this. Set of bipods and run poles across it. But then combine our wooden logs that we place on the ground on top of that. Let's go ahead and handle that first, and then we'll talk through the next part. Okay, diagonal lash time. Very simple. Start off with a timber hitch. From there, we're going to go ahead and wrap 3 times. Then cross over diagonally, wrap 3 more times. Forms an X. Then go between that X 3 times. Finish off with a clove hitch. Okay, so here's a real quick pointer. When you're doing something like this on the fly, meaning off the top of your head, you run into all kinds of problems. So trying to engineer something, you might correct one problem, and then it causes like 3, 4, 5 more. So this is a basic structure. You have a raised bed, ridge pole. Now the ground slopes this way and that way, and you can tell that by looking at the bed. The poles here for my bed are leaning this direction, as well as leaning that direction. So here's what I'm thinking to fix this. Simple. Cut some spacers. I want them a larger diameter than my poles. Bury them, slam them underneath there. Now we're going to lift the bed this way. That horizontal bar there, all we're going to do is being temporarily held by arbor knots. Raise it to where I want it. Then lash it with our diagonal lash. Okay, so that right there is called a splice. We splice 2 pieces together. Normally when you splice something, you want it to be stronger than the original material. I can't make that wood grow, and I can't weld it back together, but I can hold it in place. And that's exactly what we did right there. So when I toss and turn all night, it should stay in position. I hope. Boom. Lash that right there, and then boom, 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 and we're good to go. But first, let's go ahead and handle a comment from our critics section. Now the comment reads somewhere along the lines of, I know he's out there taking that wood and repurposing it, putting it in the back of his pickup and driving it from site to site. I know it. Well, I can't begin to answer that. So let me rephrase that into a question. Do I repurpose wood? Here's my answer. If I say yes, someone's going to say, aha, got him. He couldn't do those builds in a day. If I say, no, I don't. I have all this at my disposal. I can walk in here and chop down whatever I want, when I want, and build to my heart's content. Someone's going to say, aha, got him. He's out there deforesting. I can't take it. Call the Lorax. So here's my honest answer. I don't know. It's my first day on the job. Contact my supervisor. Oh, and have a blessed day. There we go. All right, I'm happy with this. Very little deflection. Things rock solid. We're all locked in. So now I'm thinking, step 2. We want to go ahead and frame this shelter out. Kind of like we did with our emergency fort in the woods. I want one up here like this, one underneath it. But I want to add the pivoting fire concept. I want the doors to pivot open like a DeLorean. I'm starting my frame for this side. We have our horizontal right here. It's attached to our ridgepole. We have a vertical. My second horizontal is right here above the bed. Actually, the bed stops it. My last horizontal is going to go right here. And the idea is I can grab this side of my tarp and lift it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. As always, all the gear in my videos can be found in 2 places. 1, my Amazon influencer page, and 2, my Self-Reliance Outfitters influencer page. And if you're interested in Corporals Corner merchandise, that can be found on Teespring. All 3 links are found inside my description box. Okay, so here we go. Side A. Side B. Now if we get this bad boy up to 88 miles an hour, we'll be in business. Tell you what, these clouds need to crap or get off the pot, because I'm trying to film, we have a light glare, and it's just hard to see, and then all of a sudden it goes dark. Unfortunately, I have to pick the front and the back door. Front, back. Now, during perfect conditions, I'll be able to open both doors. In the event of a light rain, close the back door. This tarp will actually flap over this and facilitate the rain runoff. Huge downpour, close them both down. We still have that rain flap right here. We're good to go. And there you go, Corporals, bird of prey. Take that, Wharf. Boom. Yes, I just said that. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. Time for a fire pit. Original thought process was, put the fire in the front. Why? Because that's the front. We have nice scenery over here. It can rain a little bit. I can sit back and enjoy my fire. But, like I mentioned already, we're on a sloping hillside. The elevation difference over here is about 2.5 feet. So that means A, build something else, a firebox that's elevated, to get off the ground when it rains. B, start digging and build some type of earth berm 2 foot high for a fire. Or option C, put the fire in the back. This way I can just dig a slight indentation or a Dakota fire hole, use that earth, put a berm around it so any water can just flow around it. Door number 2. Okay, so a bushcrafty shelter deserves a bushcrafty fire. I got a Dakota fire hole waiting to go right there. So I'm going to light that bad boy with a bow drill. So all I did was take a piece of dry tulle poplar and I batoned it in half. Boom, we had 2 halves. I took another half and batoned it again. So I have a quarter. This is going to be my spindle, or my drill is going to drill into my board. This half right here, we're going to turn it into a fireboard. We have our bow already. It's just a Y branch with a slight curvature to it. Fingertip to armpit in length. And a piece of fat wood from a red pine for our bearing block that we're going to use to push the drill down into that board. Okay, so taking one of our quarters that we talked about, I'm going to turn this into my spindle or drill. All we're going to do is we're going to remove material and taper it down one end, and we're going to go ahead and round off the other. I want it no less than pinky to thumb in length. Alright, if you like what you see here, please do me a favor. Hit that like and subscribe button, then ring that notification bell. Once you ring that bell, please select all notifications. Then take it a step further. Grab your cell phone, download the free YouTube app and sign in. This will give you push notifications when my new videos drop. Alright, so far so good. We're looking outstanding. All we got to do is seat that drill, meaning we're going to burn a full diameter of that spindle into our board, and then carve our Pac-Man notch, and then put it to the side until we need it. As always, outstanding AF. That's a larger Dakota fire hole, but it's working. That meal though, tell you what, hands down, that's my favorite one to make out here in the field. You get bacon, bacon grease, ribeye steak, 3 types of potatoes, onions, cheese, seasoned how you like it. And for me, the bacon grease and the bacon is salty enough and I'm good to go. But after doing something like this, building for 12 to 14 hours, like right now it's 9:12 p.m. We got out here, man, I want to say 7 a.m. So yeah, we're at 14 and a half hours to get this done. Locate all this stuff and build it. So it is possible. Just want to say thank you. I'll keep it all short and sweet tonight. Thank you to my legions, all my old subs, all my new subs. Thanks for sticking around. It's been a hell of a ride. 13 long years. And we're finally being seen and heard thanks to you. We're not being suppressed from other channels that are the gods. We're actually making a mark and being seen and heard. And that was my goal. And I appreciate every single one of you that are making that happen. I just ask that you keep doing what you're doing. Share my videos everywhere with everyone. Watch them all the way to the end. Keep me in that feed. Keep me being seen and heard. Great things are coming up here, and bringing you guys along for the ride. So look forward to that. More to come. Okay, so here we are. And it's typical A-frame. Once you drop this lid down, it'd be just like being inside of an A-frame. A raised bed in an A-frame. A little bit cramped, but I have room on my side. I can move around here, and I'll be good to go. Just that small fire right there with this reflective tarp here and here. I can feel that heat. And most importantly, we're on a sloping surface, which means if the water were to come from the rain tonight, it will go around us, under us, and I'll be high and dry. And most likely warm because I'm a few fist length from the top here, from the ceiling, and that body heat will just go around me. Got my Swagman roll, got my makeshift Perseverance Survival hoodie whoopie for a pillow, and we'll be good to go all night. So, yeah, catch you all in the morning. Stowaway Gourmet. I mean, it tastes like actual yogurt that you bought from the store, but it was powdered. Swear, man, the evolution of these things since 20 years ago is crazy. Anyway, and Valhalla coffee. Always outstanding. Talk about the shelter real quick. What did we do here? Well, came out here and we combined several different shelter ideas into one. We have a classic raised bed using bipods. Then we were on a sloped or an inclined surface that sloped downward. So we had to raise it up and kind of engineer a way to splice pieces onto it to get it level again. From there we did 2 framed out tarps, okay, one over top of the other, that created a flap for a rainfly and gave us that bird of prey or DeLorean style look, and I think we nailed it. From there we went ahead and dug a Dakota fire hole and used that on the back side over here, so that way if rain were to come down this hill it would flow around that berm and keep my fire going. Worked out pretty well. And last but not least, we created a improvised do-it-yourself rocket stove that we cooked our food on. And there you go, solo overnight building a bushcraft pivoting shelter in the woods. Now, time to move on to bigger and better things. With that, all the gear in my videos can be found in 2 places. 1 on my Amazon influencer page and 2 my Self-Reliance Outfitters influencer page. And if you're interested in Corporals Corner merchandise, that can be found on Teespring. All 3 links are found inside my description box. Now please do me that favor, hit that like and subscribe button, then ring that notification bell. Once you ring that bell, please select all notifications. And as always, thank you for your comments, views, and support. Thanks for watching. Get out in the field, have some fun. I'm going to catch you next time. All right, for those that stuck around and those that just figured it out, Corporals Corner is just like the Marvel movies. After the credits, something cool might happen. Now, just a reminder, the first week of June, Atlanta, Georgia Blade Show, I'll be there in the Self-Reliance Outfitters booth. My knife, the Camp and Trail, will be there also. However, with that said, there's going to be a limited quantity. So chances are if you're not there Friday, you're probably not going to get one. SOL, better luck next time. Now, along the same lines, the backpack that I show in my videos, the final approval went through. In about 2 months, the backpack will be out. If you're on my website, corporalaf.com, once again, it's corporalaf.com. If you're on there, I will send out notifications 2 or 3 days before with a link that you can click on and tell you, hey, at 1 o'clock on Friday, these backpacks are going to drop. That way you get a chance at the first run. Until next time, take care, stay safe.